Keep living the adventure. Axis of Awesome. What is up, adventurers? Welcome to another creature close-up. Now, today's video will be relatively simple, not painless, but I think it's going to be fun. So you guys know I bought a couple of these Colossus figures from Blue Box Toys and Takara Toy Company, part of their Neo Henshin Cyborg line. Blue Box created a line of figures utilizing that Neo Henshin platform. I bought two. Now, a while back, I bought a head and thinking I could interchange the heads, not realizing I couldn't. And in the process of that, I broke the gosh darn head off one of my Neo Henshins. I was pretty pissed off at the time, but when life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. So what I decided to do with this guy is create a brand new alien figure. And I'll tell you what we're going to do. So a couple years ago, probably, my good friend Ed over at Action Figures sent me a care package of a lot of old projects that he had that he thought I could take use of. And one of those was this really cool alien head. I'm not sure the story behind it. It had a bottom portion that was supposed to magnetize in there. But I think it's an old Marx Johnny West head of some type, modified. I'm guessing it's had the head sanded down a little bit to make it look like this really cool alien. It almost looks like Brainiac in a way from the Superman comics. But anyways, he sent this to me and I thought it was a really cool head sculpt. I didn't know what I was going to do with it, so I just put it in the back burner for a while. And recently I made a silicone mold of the head and made some blanks. Now I'm going to take the head, I'm going to mount it to this broken Colossus body and create a brand new alien figure. I pulled a couple of the head molds out. As you can see in my mold, since I don't use a pressure pot, I get air bubbles. So I had, see here, if you can see here, I had some problems with the ear. So again, when life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. I thought the alien would look a lot cooler if I just got rid of the ears altogether. So that's what I did with this figure. And this is the head we're going to use. Now, my original intention with this head was to mount it a different way on this body, but I wasn't able to do it the way I wanted to. And I actually went ahead and cored out the bottom, but that won't be a problem. It'll actually work out better. What we're going to do is I'll take this piece out that I fashioned to attach here, and we'll go over all the details of the mounting here in a bit when we come back. But that's what we're going to do. We're going to take this head and mount it to this body, and paint it, and we're going to have a brand new alien figure, guys. So stay tuned. All right, gang, welcome back. So let's talk about what's going on with this this creature close-up build we're going to be doing today. So like I mentioned in the intro, we're going to be putting this head on one of these bodies. So I'll let you in a little story what happened. So I had two of these bodies, and I used them for my Super Joe storyline. And I found this head here on eBay for super cheap, and it's one of the other Psycom figures. I think he was kind of like a ninja. And I thought I could mount this guy's head on one of these bodies. Turns out I can't, or I could have, but I kind of went about it a little bit different. So I wanted to try to remove this guy's head off that body. It was difficult to do. Here's the head I removed painstakingly, because this body here is actually the same as this body. So it has this portion of the Henshin Cyborg up here in the top, this little brain or cyborg brain portion. So this head basically was heated up super hot and made it really pliable, and they slipped it over this portion. So when I tried to remove the head, I broke that piece off, which is right here. And it's hard to repair, so I just kind of gave up. And I decided to modify this body here to accept this cool resin head that I've made. A copy of this. So I made a mold, pulled it. This is what I got. Didn't like how the ears turned out. There was some air bubbles, so I shaved the ears off, and yada yada yada. You guys all saw that in the intro. So that's what's going on. It's kind of a little bit of a backstory. Let's put all these guys off to the side. So what we're going to do, I created an adapter piece. So it's right here. What I essentially used was those, when you buy like a Hot Wheels Rev Tread or something, they have these little plastic tie-in, like little nuts that you tie in. That's what this is. It's one of those plastic nuts that you twist to get it out of the packaging. So I took it, put it in my drill, ran it against sandpaper, got the diameter down to where it will sit in here and basically turn. So that's what I did. Then took the screw out of the body here, and you know, the rest is history. So what we'll end up doing is I was going to figure out a way to mount it to the to this head here. So what I'm going to do is, since I've already cored this out, I had a different plan for this, but I decided to go ahead and use it. I'm going to take this mill putt that I've mixed, and I'm just going to smash it in here like so. So let's do that right now. Cut out a little bit. Cut it in half. Smash it in there like so, like that. Give it a little trim, trim the excess off here. Now, there you go. And I'm going to take my thumb and make an indentation, or my pinky. Indent it in here. Shave that off and give it a little bit more. And the reason I'm doing that, let's take a little more out of here. I'll tell you exactly why I'm doing this. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to take the head, I'm going to push it down on here and get it situated to where I want it. So that's how it's going to fit. Sorry. And then I'm going to let that sit up. Now, the indentation is basically because I'm going to glue this on with some epoxy resin. And I want that indentation to kind of work as a reservoir for the head. Let me put a little more in there. Do that again. There you go. Sorry. Smash it down there. There you go. I'm sorry. So what I'm going to do is I'll glue that on, and when I glue it on, I'll glue him upside down, like so. And I won't have to worry about glue kind of attaching the head to the body here. So that's why I made that little indentation for like a little bit of a reservoir to keep the glue from getting in there. So that's the plan. Hopefully it works out. So what we'll do is just let this set up. Apologize for the camera work. Just gonna let this set up, and then we'll glue this head on. Well, first of all, we'll let it set up, and then we'll paint it, and then we'll glue the head on. So that's where we're at right now. So it's a little bit of backstory why we're doing this, and I thought, you know, when you have lemons, you make lemonade. So I thought we could make a brand new cybernetic villain. So let's let that glue set up, and we'll come back and keep rolling. All right, guys, welcome back. So we're gonna paint this head. What I'm gonna go with is this really poppy, vibrant, happy green from this Folk Art brand of paint. I guess plaid, whatever you call it. Get it at Hobby Lobby. But I use this a lot on the monster heads I do in the Halloween. I really like the way the green looks. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna put a base coat of black on this guy, like I typically tend to do with all my heads. And then we'll start painting it. It's going to be a really simple paint scheme, not a lot of blending. I just want his head to look that green color. And then like Ed did with this head he painted, very reminiscent of Brainiac, in my opinion. We will do red eyes, and then we'll do a darker green color here. I really like the way this head looks, so I'm gonna do it very similar, but not exactly. So we'll go ahead and we'll go ahead and paint this with a black base coat, and then we will start final painting this thing and get it ready to mount on that Henshin body and get close to wrapping this video up, guys. So stay tuned. We'll be back in a minute. All right, welcome back, gang. So we got the head all painted black. You can see here, pretty good. You can see the base coat black, but you can see the little air bubbles that are in the head. That's okay. They'll be hidden by the final paint, you know. It's just the way it is sometimes. But I used a black base coat because I think I've mentioned this before. When I use black, I can tell all the areas that I've filled in, like little cracks and crevices, because when the black is a good way or a good indicator for me to know that. So that's why I use black. It's the only specific reason. So we've got our head here, and it'll go right on there. Obviously, we'll have to drill it a little bit to get it to pop on, but that's okay. It'll fit right on there, and we'll epoxy it in place, and you won't even know when it's all said and done. So that's about it right now. We'll start painting it with this Folk Art Happy Green color, and I think this is going to look super dope. So we'll pause the camera, we'll start painting this thing, come back, and we'll see what this head looks like. Hi gang, welcome back. So you can see here the head, we're starting to paint it right now. It's starting to look really good actually. It's a gloss color, so the head will have a little bit of a sheen, but when I get the detail painting all done on it, I really think it's gonna look real dope. I found a color for the lips and the eyes, so once I put a few coats of this green here on it, I will start detail painting and accenting the face. So it's going really well. I really like the way this head looks, so stay tuned. Again, welcome back. So the head is all done and painted. You can see here. It's hard to see the eyes, but they're finished. They look really good. The whole head actually turned out great. I like the way the paint scheme looks. Let's go ahead and grab Ed's original head sculpt. I'm going to do a side-by-side comparison. You can see his is more brainiac looking. Mine's more alien. I love this color. I just didn't have the colors in my paint selection to redo this, and I kind of wanted to do something different anyway. But the eyes are almost the same in both. These are just painted with the reason you can't really see them is because they're painted with a gloss Mod Podge, so it makes the eyes look more glassy. Apologies for not being able to show those to you guys. So anyways, what's next is we're going to go ahead and we're going to mount this to the body, and then this guy will be almost done. So we'll go ahead and get the epoxy mixed up, and we'll get him all ready to go to get mounted, and we'll wrap this creature feature up. So stay tuned. All right, gang, welcome back. So our Henshin Cyborg Alien mashup is completely finished. It turned out great. You can see the head's fully mounted with the epoxy cured, functions. Everything looks great. The paint scheme turned out really, really nice. I really like the way it all looks. The head has a nice contrast with the gray metallic body. It's a nice callback to those Cyborg figures of the 1970s with a little bit of a modern feel. And really, really happy the way this thing turned out. Not often do all my customs turn out the way I envisioned them from the start. Excuse me, but this is one of them. So recapping how we did it, I took this figure here from my buddy Ed over at Action Figures that he sent me. I made a mold and a cast copy right here. Didn't like the way the ear turned out, so I just shaved them off and then came up with my own paint scheme. The original body that we used obviously was this Henshin Cyborg BBI figure here that I broke the head off of. So he looks really cool, and he will be a great addition to my Super Joe figures and Super Joe storylines in the future, hopefully. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comments what you think of this figure. If you'd like to try something like that with the Henshin Cyborgs, I think it'd be super dope. Can't wait to see what other hybrids or Franken-Joes people come up with on their own. Hopefully this inspires you to do that. Like and subscribe to the page, hit the notification icon, and in the meantime, guys, keep living the adventure, and cheers.